I'm a chartered accountant and I run an accounting firm here in Sydney, servicing thousands of clients. There are 6 things that I see that brand new businesses don't usually do that they should. These 6 things are crucial for you to run a business both legally and easily. Yes, I said legally. Because you would be surprised by how many people are missing these things, which end up costing them time and money. And if you get these right, this gives you a really solid foundation. Otherwise, you're operating your business like a house of cards. Let's get straight into them. The first step is to register for all necessary tax obligations to ensure your business is compliant from day one. A lot of new business owners assume that once they've registered their company, they're good to go. But that's not how it works in Australia. Setting up a company is just the first step. After that, you need to register for taxes. And if you don't, you're setting yourself up for a mess later on. I've seen too many business owners ignore tax obligations at the start. And then 6 months down the track, they get hit with unexpected bills, penalties, and a whole lot of stress. The good news is that it's actually pretty simple if you handle it right now rather than scrambling later. Here's what you need to do. First, you need an Australian business number, ABN. This is the number that identifies your business with the government, and without it, you can't legally invoice clients or register for GST. If you haven't already got one, head over to Australian Business Register, ABR website, and apply. It takes about 15 minutes and you'll get your ABN immediately if everything checks out. It's a free service. Once you have an ABN, the next step is to register for GST, Goods and Services Tax. This one confuses a lot of people. You only have to register for GST if your annual revenue is going to be 75k or over. If you're just starting out and you don't expect to hit that threshold right away, you don't have to worry about it yet. But, and this is important, you can register voluntarily. Some businesses choose to do this so they can claim back the GST on their expenses. It really depends on your situation. If you're spending a lot on business costs and you want to claim that GST back, it might make sense to register early. If not, you can wait until you're closer to that 75k mark. To register, you log into the ATO's business portal, follow the steps. Once registered, you'll need to start charging GST on your invoices and lodge business activity statements every quarter. Now, if you plan on hiring employees, there's one thing you need to do. Register for PAYG withholding, pay-as-you-go withholding. This is how businesses handle taxes for their employees. When you pay wages, you're required to withhold a portion of the employee's income and send it to the ATO on their behalf. Even if you're not hiring employees yet, you might still need to register PAYG if you're paying yourself a salary from your company. A lot of people assume that just because they own the company, they can transfer money to themselves whenever they want. That's not how it works. If you're paying yourself wages, you need to withhold tax and report it properly, which means registering for PAYG upfront will save you a massive headache later. Like GST, you can register for PAYG through the ATO's business portal. Once you're set up, you'll need to report payroll through single touch payroll. We'll cover this later. Before you move on, take a second to check if your industry has any extra tax obligations. Most businesses just need to worry about GST and PAYG, but depending on what you do, there could be additional taxes. For example, if you sell luxury cars, you might need to register for luxury car tax. If you sell alcohol or tobacco, you'll have to register for excise tax obligations. If you provide employees with fringe benefits like a company car or a gym membership, you might need to register for fringe benefits tax. If you're not sure whether these apply to you, check the ATO's website or talk to an accountant. It's better to know upfront than to find out later when you get a tax bill you weren't expecting. Step 2 is to set up a dedicated business bank account to keep your finances organized and separate from your personal funds. If there's one mistake I see new business owners make all the time, it's mixing their personal and business finances together. It seems harmless at first. You've just started your business, you're still figuring things out, so what's the harm in using your personal bank account to accept payments and cover full expenses? But here's what actually happens. A few months go by and suddenly your personal bank statements are a mess. You've got your business income coming in, your business expenses going out, and somewhere in between your personal groceries, Netflix subscriptions, and Uber Eats orders. Then tax time comes around and you have no idea what's a business expense and what's personal. Now you're running around trying to separate business transactions from personal ones and probably missing out on deductions because you didn't track things properly from the start. Setting up a dedicated business bank account from day one solves this problem. It makes it easy to track your income and expenses and ensures you stay compliant with tax reporting. And most importantly, keeps things clean and professional when dealing with customers and suppliers. Here's exactly how to set it up. First, choose a business bank account. Not all bank accounts are created equal. Some charge monthly fees, some have transaction limits, and some offer better integrations with accounting softwares like Xero and QuickBooks. The right choice depends on your needs. There are two main types of business bank accounts. Business transaction account, this is your day-to-day of business account where you receive payments and pay expenses. Business savings account, this is where you should set aside money for tax, future investments, or emergencies. We recommend getting this as well. Most big banks like Commonwealth Bank, ANZ, NAB, Westpac offer business bank accounts. But whichever option you go with, make sure it includes no or low monthly fees, easy online banking. You don't want to be stuck with going into a branch every single time, and integration with accounting softwares which save you time on reconciling transactions. Once you've chosen a bank, apply online or visit a branch with your business documents. You will need ABN, company registration details, and personal ID. Approval is usually quick and you get account details within a few days. Once you have your bank account sorted, you may want to consider getting a business credit card if that makes sense for you. Not everyone needs a business credit card, but it can be a useful tool for managing cash flow and earning rewards. However, you need to show a bit of trading before you can get a credit card. A business credit card allows you to separate your business expenses from your personal expenses, making tax time easier. Improve cash flow by giving you extra time to pay for expenses and earn rewards like cashback or frequent flyer points on business expenses. If you're planning to use one, you could pick a low-fee card with interest-free days so you're not paying unnecessary costs. But just a quick disclaimer, don't use a business credit card as an excuse to overspend. It's there as a tool, not free money. If you're disciplined with it, it can be a great asset. If not, stick to using a debit card linked to your business account. The third thing you need to do within 30 days of registering your company is implement a financial accounting system to track income, expenses, and payroll efficiently. A lot of business owners start off by winging it when it comes to their finances. They track the sales in their head, stash receipts in drawers, and figure they'll sort it out later. Then tax time comes around and they're drowning in a pile of paperwork, trying to piece together a year's worth of income and expenses. They miss deductions, pay more tax than they should, and end up stressed out, frustrated, and completely overwhelmed. If you want to avoid this, you need a system, something that keeps track of every dollar coming in and going out, so when tax season arrives, all the numbers are there, neatly organized and ready to go. The good news is that this doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, once you set it up, it pretty much runs itself. There are 3 steps under this one. Here's exactly how to do it. Step 1, set up an accounting software and actually use it. If you're serious about running a business, stop tracking your finances manually. Get an accounting software that does this for you. There are 3 main options in Australia. Xero, the most popular choice for small businesses. It's user-friendly and integrates with almost everything. QuickBooks Online, a solid option if you want something slightly cheaper than Xero but still has good features. And MYOB, a good choice if you're dealing with payroll and need advanced compliance features. All 3 of these let you automatically track income and expenses by linking your business bank account, send professional invoices that track when clients pay and send automatic reminders when they don't. Categorize transactions properly so you can see exactly where your money is going, and prepare for tax time efficiently because everything is already recorded. Once it's in place, your entire financial system is basically on autopilot. Step 2, set up single touch payroll if you have employees. If you're hiring employees or even pay yourself a salary for your company, you must report payroll through single touch payroll. STP is a system that automatically reports wages, taxes, and superannuation to the ATO every time you pay your employees. Ensures your employees are taxed correctly, superannuation contributions are paid on time, and the ATO has up-to-date payroll information. The easiest way to comply with STP requirements is to use the payroll software that integrates with STP. Most accounting softwares these days already include STP reporting, so you just turn it on and the system takes care of the rest. If you're not using accounting software, you can register a standalone STP solution taxation, but honestly, it's easier to just handle everything inside one system. Even if you don't have employees right now, you'll eventually need STP when you hire your first staff member or pay yourself wages. It's better to understand it before you need it rather than scrambling to figure it out later. And then step 3, set up payment gateways if you sell online or invoice clients. If your customers can't pay you easily, you're making it harder to make money. You need a payment system that makes transactions easy. Whether you're running an e-commerce business or a service-based company or anything in between, there are 2 main ways to accept payments. 1, online payment gateways. If you sell a product or a service online, you need a system to process payments instantly. The most common ones are Stripe, best for online businesses and integrates with basically everything. PayPal, trusted but higher fees. And Square, great for retail and in-person sales. Number 2, invoicing payment links. If you send invoices to clients, let them pay you instantly with a link. Most accounting softwares allow you to do this. Send invoices with a Pay Now button. Accept credit card or bank transfer payments. Automatically track when the invoice is actually paid. The goal here is simple. Make it as easy as possible for customers to pay you. If you force them to manually transfer money and email you a receipt, you're creating friction that could delay payments or even lose the sales altogether. Moving on to the 4th thing you do on your 30-day list. Set up a tax system to manage your business activity statements and income tax obligations. At some point, every business owner gets hit with a tax moment. You've had a great few months, money is coming in, and everything feels like it's going well until the ATO sends you a tax bill that's always bigger than you expected. Now you're rushing to find the cash, wondering where you went wrong, and realizing that nobody warned you about this part of running a business. Here's the thing, it's not that taxes are unpredictable. The problem is that most new business owners don't plan for them properly. They focus on revenue, reinvest everything back into the business, and assume they'll figure out taxes later. Later comes faster than you actually think. So let's talk about how to make sure tax never becomes a problem. First, open a separate tax savings account. This is where you set aside money for tax, so it's out of sight, out of mind, and most importantly, out of your spending account. Then, every time your business gets paid, move 30 to 40% into that tax account. This covers for GST, income tax, and superannuation. The exact percentage depends on your revenue and your expenses. But if you consistently put aside 30 to 40%, you'll be in a safe position when tax time rolls around. Also in Australia, businesses don't just pay taxes once a year. If you're registered for GST, you have to report and pay taxes every quarter through a business activity statement. And if you have employees, you'll also be responsible for PAYG withholding and superannuation payments per quarter. So mark your BAS deadlines on your calendar. The ATO expects businesses to lodge their BASs every 3 months. If you miss the deadline, you can get hit with heaps of fines. The 4 key dates are the 28th of July, 28th of October, 28th of January, and the 28th of April. This is when you don't have a tax agent or BAS agent. And finally, get an accountant early. The right accountant will find tax deductions you didn't even know existed, help you structure your income efficiently, and ultimately save you way more than they cost. And now on to step 5. Protect your business with the right insurance policies to avoid financial risks. Nobody thinks they need business insurance until they do. A frustrated client threatens legal action. An employee gets injured on the job, a customer trips over in your store, and suddenly you're on the hook for medical bills. If you don't have protection in place, one bad incident can wipe out everything you have. So the solution here is simple. Get insured before you need it. The 3 core types of business insurance most companies should have are public liability insurance. This protects you if the customer or supplier or member of the public is injured or has their property damaged because of your business. If someone slips and falls in your store or accidentally damages a client's property, this covers legal fees and compensation. Professional indemnity insurance. If your business provides advice, services, or consulting, this protects you in case a client claims your advice caused them financial loss. If you're a coach, consultant, accountant, or marketer, this is a must-have. Workers' compensation insurance. If you have employees, you're legally required to have workers' comp to cover them in case of injury, illness, or loss of wages. Other types of insurance you may also want to consider include product liability insurance. If you sell physical products, this covers you if there's a safety issue or a defect. Cyber insurance. If you store customer data or rely on digital systems, this protects against data breaches and cyber attacks. Business interruption insurance. This covers loss of income if your business is forced to shut down due to an unexpected event like a fire or flood or lockdown. Now, there is a second layer of getting your insurance sorted, and that's making sure you're covered without overpaying. Business insurance isn't one size fits all. The coverage you need depends on your industry, your risk exposure, and how your business actually operates. The best way to get the right protection without wasting money on things you don't need is to compare policies from different insurers before buying. If you're not sure what type of coverage you need, speak to an insurance broker. They can walk you through options and make sure you're fully covered without unnecessary extras. Moving on to the final thing you should start thinking about within the first 30 days after registering your company. Start marketing your business to attract customers and generate sales. You can have the best product or service in the world, but if no one knows about it, it doesn't really matter. Too many business owners rely purely on referrals when they start out. It's easy to do at first. You land a few clients through your network, maybe a friend or a friend who needs your services, and word of mouth gets to you somehow. But here's the problem. This isn't a strategy. Eventually, these referrals will dry up. 1 month, you're flooded with work. The next, it's crickets. You're stuck in a yo-yo cycle, relying on other people to bring you business instead of having a repeatable system that generates leads. The businesses that grow the fastest are the ones that take control of their marketing and sales. They don't wait for customers to come to them. They actively build a brand, create content, show up where their ideal customers or clients are looking. This is exactly what I did with my business, Box Advisory Services. When I first started, I did what most small businesses did. I relied on word of mouth and referrals. And to be fair, it worked for a while. The business had good months, but it also had months where things were very slow. And it felt like I was just starting from scratch again. I realized that if I wanted to scale beyond 6-figure business, I needed a marketing system that brought in leads consistently, not just when someone happened to refer us. That's when I hired Social Wave, a digital marketing agency, to help us build a real marketing engine. Instead of hoping clients would find us, I started creating valuable content across multiple platforms: YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, SEO, and email marketing. The results have been insane. We went from $200,000 per year to over $3 million per year. We now get 60 plus inbound leads per month from digital channels. Our website gets around 13,000 visitors per month. Our YouTube channel has over 30,000 subscribers with 1.9 million views and over 100,000 hours of watch time. This completely transformed my business. We no longer have to rely on referrals. Leads come to us every single day, and we've built a brand that most people trust before they even speak to us. The best part is that although this didn't happen overnight, it also didn't take years to see results. Once I started marketing consistently, the business saw a massive shift within months. So how should you get started with marketing without overcomplicating it? I think just start. Create a website that converts. It doesn't need to be fancy, but it does need to clearly explain what you do and who you help, show how people can contact you or book a call, include testimonials or case studies to build trust, be optimized for SEO so potential clients can find you on Google, and if you don't have the skills to build one yourself, hire someone to do it. We did. It's worth the investment. Then pick a social media platform and go all in. A big mistake new business owners make is trying to be everywhere all at once. Instead, pick one platform where your ideal customers hang out and focus on showing up consistently. If you're B2B, LinkedIn and YouTube are gold. If you're selling products or lifestyle services, Instagram and TikTok work really well. We went hard on SEO and YouTube, and these became the lead generating machines for us. Another thing I will mention is that an email list is one of the most valuable assets you can have. Social media platforms change, algorithms shift, but an email list is yours and you control it. So, offer something valuable for free, like a guide, checklist, or exclusive content to encourage people to sign up. And then send a weekly or monthly email with insights, tips, and updates to keep your business top of mind. You can then continue to use the email marketing to nurture leads over time so they trust you before they even work with you. If you're interested in learning more about the marketing side of things, I did a deep dive into the topic with some of my clients a few weeks ago, which I posted on my channel. Go check it out. Otherwise, that's everything I talk to my clients about in their first month of running a business. Now it's time to execute. Get your tax and compliance sorted, set up a dedicated business bank account, implement financial management systems, protect your business with tax planning and insurance, and start marketing your business. I'll see you guys later.